Day of the Dead was released in 1985. This is the third Night of the Living Dead film series film. This was directed and written by George A. Romero. And we have a cast including Laurie Cardille, Terry Alexander, Jarlath Conroy, and various others. And in general, I enjoyed it enough. This is about a group of scientists who are working against a zombie pandemic. And I feel like the zombie aspect is on a much larger scale than the previous two films. Those films being, of course, Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead. And that part of it I thought worked really well. If you're going to do a film series, if you're going to do sequels, then I feel like it needs to either offer something different or something bigger. And I certainly felt like they were ramping things up with that aspect. And I feel like in general I liked it. I cared enough about the non-zombie characters that I was enjoying following their journeys, following their story. I wasn't really that emotionally invested in whether they'd find a cure for these zombies or find a cure against to protect people from becoming zombies. I wasn't that bothered about it. But the actual visuals are stunning. We have some really gruesome scenes looking at the insides of the zombies' bodies, and it's quite bloody as well, which was quite a lot of fun. The narrative is slow in places, but nothing too severe. I never felt too bored. Generally, it moves forward with a steady pace. It just dips a little bit here and there. We have some good filming locations. I will say the film isn't very scary, but it is very fascinating. But what I thought was quite interesting with this one, at least for me, is that it felt believable. I think this might be the first time I've looked at a zombie film and thought, yeah, that could happen. Not that I'm saying I genuinely believe it could happen, but it felt very believable. The zombie characters felt like humans that had become zombies. I really genuinely bought into the narrative and believed what I was seeing and could imagine this being the reality. And I think a lot of that is because the characters, the zombies, the performances are absolutely brilliant, but they do still feel like I'm looking at humans rather than monsters. They're not too over the top, but they're still very it's very obvious to distinguish between the zombies and the non-zombies. And I thought that worked really well. And that made it, I guess, a little scarier than it could otherwise perhaps have been, because to imagine that this could really happen is in itself obviously terrifying. So in terms of having jump scares and really graphic scenes and things, it's gory and gruesome, but nothing scary. But just the overall concept I thought was very well delivered and very effective, and that in itself is quite scary. So it's not going to be a chilling experience, but if you can buy into the narrative, it might be quite a thrill. The performances are great, the narrative works well, the pacing is generally okay, a little slow here and there. The zombies look fantastic, and as I said, it does feel like they're ramping things up compared with the previous two films. I have no idea what to expect from Land of the Dead, which is the next one, and I'm really looking forward to it. What's really interesting about this film series is that there's quite a gap of time between them. We have 68, 78, 85 for this one. The next one is 2005, and then the ones after that are not so far between. So I don't know what to expect, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm keen to see what's going to happen. And for now, I'm pleased to say that Day of the Dead was a pretty enjoyable experience, and of course, I'm happy to recommend it.